What up, guys? GangstaPranksta here, bringing you the weekly wrestling and review for August 26th, I think. I don't know, I'm not sure. I just want to let you guys know ahead of time, I feel like shit. So if I sound nasally or congested, it's because I'm sick. So, a quick note on top of that, my PS3, if you guys don't watch my other videos, or if you do, you would have known that my PS3 broke. So I wasn't able to record any footage. Well, I got my thing on Friday, recorded a couple matches, but I lost all my cause. I lost all the wrestlers you have to unlock in WWE Universe. So I have a very limited roster. So matches are going to be completely different until I can download all 50 cause again or play the WWE Universe so I can unlock everything. So that's going to be a pain in my ass, but I'm going to try and do it. Other than that, we got a weekly wrestling review. We got Raw, Smackdown, Impact, some news, a little Q&A. You guys, I asked you guys to send in questions, and you did. Not a lot, but whatever. So first, we got WWE RAW. It starts out with Del Rio. He comes out, and John Cena comes out right after him. Cena says he's going to kick Del Rio's ass. CM Punk comes out and says Cena doesn't deserve a shot because Punk was the former champion. The three of them go back and forth. Then Triple H comes out and says no one is cashing in their rematch clause. And CM Punk and Cena... Punk and Cena will have a rematch to determine the winner. Triple H says Alberto Del Rio has his match next. So it's Del Rio versus Morrison. Good match. Del Rio wins. In the whole segment thing, you have Punk and you have Cena, and those are two guys that are really good on the mic. And Del Rio, he's good, but he's not as good as Cena or Punk. And it really looked. He really looked bad. Like, he was just standing in the ring for most of the promo. I was waiting for Punk to say something like, "Is all you can say is it's my destiny and I'm Alberto Del Rio?" That would have been funny as shit if he said that, but he didn't say that. But Alberto just looked weird as fuck because he didn't really talk much during it. It was mostly Cena and Punk. So that's my only complaint with that. Let's move on. Next we have Eve versus Nikki Bella. Okay match. Eve wins. Next is Jack Swagger with Vicky Guerrero versus Alex Riley. Okay match. Riley wins after Dolph comes out, argues with Vicky, distracting Swagger, allowing Alex Riley to roll him up. Next, Triple H comes out and tells Kevin Nash to come out. Nash comes out, they talk a little bit, and CM Punk comes out and wants to know who sent the text. Punk talks a little bit more, blah, 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 and says he wants to fight Kevin Nash. Punk was making fun of Triple H, saying, like, his wife wears the pants in the family and shit like that, and he, like, has his balls in her purse, something like that, something along those lines. But, what's it called? Triple H says they're not allowed to fight because Nash isn't stated. He's not a contracted wrestler, so he's not allowed to beat up anybody. And then Nash attacks Punk, and Nash and Triple H leave arguing because Nash disobeyed Triple H. Next we got Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston versus Michael McGillicuddy versus David Otunga, WWE Tag Team title match. Good match. Kofi and Evan Bourne, your new WWE Tag Team champions. If you watched last week, I called it. I fucking called it. But, next we have Santino Marella. He's coming out and is attacked by Miz and R-Truth. They start talking about a conspiracy in the WWE and said they're going to start doing things their way. And then they break out into like a little rap. All I'm going to say is yeah. Wow. Next we have the CM Punk versus John Cena match to determine the number one contender. But before that match, there was a backstage segment with Triple H, told Kevin Nash to leave. He left. And then Laurinaitis tells Triple H that Kevin Nash was in a car accident. And then Triple H leaves to go to the hospital, whatever. And then finally, we have CM Punk versus Cena. Good match. Cena wins after Kevin Nash comes out and distracts Punk. After the match, Del Rio attacks Cena. So this was a pretty good show. I'm a huge fan of CM Punk, and you had a lot of CM Punk this match. He was in the beginning segment. He was in the Triple H Kevin Nash segment. He was in the final match on Raw. A lot of CM Punk. I really enjoyed this. Next, we got TNA Impact. And it starts out with Kurt Angle comes out. He calls out Crimson. Crimson comes out and they talk about how they respect. They talk about respect and about their match later tonight. Immortal comes out and Angle says if they interfere in his match, he's taking them out. Next is Angelina Love, Rosita, and Sarita versus Velvet Sky, ODB, and Jackie Moore. Pretty good match. Velvet, Jackie, and ODB win. Next, Jesse Sorensen versus Kid Cash. Pretty good match. Kid Cash wins. RVD versus D'Angelo Dinero. Good match. RVD wins. After the match, Samoa Joe takes out D'Angelo Dinero, and Devon makes a save. Next, Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair come out and call out Sting. Sting comes out. Hogan says he wants to end this tonight. Sting goes all Orlando Jordan, because Hogan's like, okay, Sting, what do you want? And he's like, I want flowers, and I want cookies and milk, and it was very Orlando Jordan-esque. Anyways, Ric Flair jumps in, says he's crazier than Sting. Sting goes off on Flair and challenges Hogan to a match at Bound for Glory. Next, AJ Styles comes out and calls out Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels comes out and AJ asks him why Daniels has been messing with him. Daniels says he wants a rematch so he can prove to himself he still has it. AJ says okay, and they have a match next week. And AJ stays out for his match. AJ Styles and Beer Money versus Bully Ray, Gunner, and Scott Steiner. Good match. Bully Ray, Scott Steiner, and Gunner win. My only complaint is this is typical TNA. As they're coming, throughout the show, they're promoting this match. But when it comes to this to them actually coming out, they're like, oh, it's going to be a Falls Count Anywhere. It's like fucking typical TNA. Don't make it Falls Count Anywhere when they're coming out to the fucking ring. Say it at the beginning of the show. They might have said it at the beginning of the show, but I didn't catch it. So, might be my fault. But whatever. After the match, Immortal attack AJ, and Mr. Anderson comes out and makes a save. Next, Crimson vs. Kurt Angle. Good match. Crimson wins by DQ after Samoa Joe attacks Crimson. After the match, Crimson knocks Joe out of the ring, and they have a backstage segment. Crimson's having an interview, and Joe takes out Crimson's leg. Okay, show. I'm glad Samoa Joe's finally starting to appear on TNA. That's about fucking time. Next, we got Smackdown. Starts out with Bret Hart. Says he's going to be GM for tonight. Christian comes out and says he wants a rematch against Orton. Bret just talks a bunch of shit about Christian. Christian gives him a note, says he gets a rematch. Bret says fine, but it's going to be in a steel cage next week for the Super Smackdown show, whatever. Mark Henry comes out and says he earned a title shot and wants it next week. Sheamus comes out and knocks Henry out of the ring, and that's it. Next is Christian versus Daniel Bryan. Good match. Christian wins. Wade Barrett comes out and refuses to compete against the unnamed opponent, saying it was beneath him. Next, Heath Slater versus Sin Cara. Okay match. Sin Cara wins. Ted DiBiase with Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Good match. Orton wins. After the match, Cody attacks Ted DiBiase. Next, Tamina versus Kelly. Okay match. Kelly wins. Sorry about that. Next, Ezekiel Jackson versus Great Khali. Okay match. Ezekiel Jackson wins after making Khali tap out with torture rack backbreaker. I recommend you guys see this. This was pretty cool to see. It looked really awkward because Khali's so tall and Ezekiel Jackson had him on his back. But I recommend checking it out. It looked pretty. It was cool and weird. Just because Khali's so big, it looked weird. But it was cool to see that he lifted him up. Next, Sheamus versus Mark Henry. Good match. Sheamus wins after Henry gets counted out. After the match, they brawl. And it ends with Mark Henry doing the world's strongest slam on Sheamus on steel stairs. So, good SmackDown. A lot of good matches. Next, we have some news. Lots of news. Where should we start? Okay, TNA has released Cookie. So no more Cookie with Robbie E. There was actually a backstage segment with Robbie E. Where he wanted Rob Terry to be his new manager, his bodyguard, whatever. But yeah, no more Cookie. They barely appeared, Robbie and Cookie. So, I don't know. I'm not going to mess her. That's all I'm going to say. Next, Todd Grisham finished up with WWE at the NXT tapings this week. He is leaving the company to take a position at ESPN. Congratulations with him. I don't know if he was unhappy at WWE or what, and he's going to ESPN, but he used to be an ESPN announcer, and he went to WWE. But now he's going back. So maybe we'll see Todd Grisham back in WWE in the future. I don't know. Next, Hulk Hogan. If you guys know, Hulk Hogan had a show, a reality TV show, I think it was. Hogan Knows Best. What just followed his whole family and the problems within the family, whatever. Well, they're making a porn parody of it. I don't know if it's just popular to have, like, wrestling-based porn. First you got China. Now you got this Hogan Knows Best porn parody. Or is porn just so lacking in ideas that they have to copy a shitty reality TV show? I don't know. But if you're over 18, Google it. If not, it's stupid as shit. Rey Mysterio has been diagnosed with a torn ACL. He's scheduled to go under the knife this week and will be out of action for 6 months. That sucks for Rey Mysterio. I think he'll be back in time for, like, WrestleMania, which is cool. But, yeah, he's out for 6 months, and this is another knee injury. I don't know how many more he can take before he finally has to retire, because this is, like, his 4th knee surgery, I heard somewhere, I think. I don't know if it's 4th, but it's been a lot. Whatever. Next, we got Matt Hardy has been released from TNA following an arrest for a DWI. According to the Moore County Jail, Hardy was busted in the afternoon by the North Carolina State Highway Patrol and released around 7 p.m. According to the North Carolina State Highway Patrol, a trooper discovered Hardy after his 2009 Corvette ran off the road and struck a tree. Hardy was by himself at the time and did not suffer any injuries. The trooper observed signs of impairment and arrested Hardy. He was charged with DWI, and the trooper found no other contraband in the vehicle. Hardy submitted to a blood test. The results are pending. Wow, that's a lot. So first, he wasn't released from TNA first. He got into an accident and got arrested for a DWI first. I don't know what to say. Him and his brother, they got problems. And it sucks that it's so public. But yeah, He blew a 0 in a breathalyzer, which means he wasn't drunk, which means he was on some other substance, mainly a drug probably. But man, this fucking sucks. And then he was released from TNA. So this dude's just been having some shitty luck, but he needs help, man. He's fucked up. And I'm gonna link a video in the description. He has a YouTube channel, and yeah, this video just shows how fucked up he is. Like, him and his girlfriend, they're both fucked up. Well, I don't think she's in the video. Maybe I'll link 2 videos. Probably just one. But it's just Matt, and he's fucking crazy. He's off his goddamn rocker. And he's released from TNA. I think this kind of fucked up because, yeah, he was arrested for a DWI. But you had his brother a few months ago on something. Almost wrestle a pay-per-view. Well, he did wrestle. It was only a minute long, but yeah, man, he fucking ruined that whole pay-per-view for everyone. And he wasn't fired. He wasn't made an example of. So I think it's really, I don't really know what to say, but like, you can't fire. They should have fired Jeff Hardy. Fire Matt Hardy now, yes, if they felt probable cause, but yeah, you can't. You could see them playing favorites with them not firing Jeff and them firing Matt right away after this. And spoiler alert, Jeff Hardy will be making his return to TNA within the coming weeks on Impact. So, Matt needs help. Hopefully WWE will step in and offer him rehabilitation. And yeah, that just sucks for him. But next we got the Q&A. Thank you to all the people that left comments and questions. Thank you. Let's go through them right now. Yo, Egg Gangsta, you getting WWE 12 by JQuan14. Yes, I will be getting WWE 12, but this winter, game-wise, it's so fucking ridiculous. So many games. Modern Warfare 3, Battlefield 3, Uncharted 3, Resistance 3, Dead Island, the new WWE game, Saints Row the Third, like Batman Arkham City. So many fucking games. So I'm going to try and get to WWE 12. Next. Okay, here's my question. What happened to Sin Cara because the guy they're showing ain't him, it's someone else? By 619J22R. I actually covered this a couple weeks ago. The original Sin Cara was suspended for a wellness policy for 30 days. And WWE wanted to continue the character, so they had someone else fill the role. And yeah, that's it. But the original Sin Cara, his suspension is up, so he can come back whenever. I don't know what WWE is gonna decide, if they're gonna keep the original, keep the new one, whatever. But all I know is they want to keep the Sin Cara character, and who plays it is up to them. Last question. What X Division match do you like the most? By 327 Football. What X Division match? Holy shit. Well, automatically, you gotta think Unbreakable, the main event, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe, 3-way for the X Division title. That immediately pops into my head. That was a great match, and I recommend if you haven't checked that out. What else? An X Division match I like is at the first Bound for Glory. It was AJ and Christopher Daniels in a 30-minute Iron Man match. That was a hell of a match. That was a great match. What else? Some of the Ultimate X matches from the beginning of TNA, those were good. anything with Amazing Red was pretty good. Same with Low Key. There's actually a ladder match. AJ Styles, Low Key, and Jerry Lynn, I think it was, in a ladder match. That was a pretty good match, I thought. There's a lot of X Division matches that are really good. But I would have to say the three-way AJ, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe. And AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels 30-minute Iron Man match for the X Division title at the first Bound for Glory. I'd say those are the two matches that stick out to me. But, yeah, those are my opinions. I want to ask you guys a few questions. Are you going to buy WWE 2012? And what is your favorite X Division match? Leave it in the comments. I'd like to know what your response is. Anyways, guys, this was the weekly wrestling review. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And that's it. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.